So we start where I was kind of getting where when I was 28, my self-esteem when I was younger was in the tank. And when it started to change for me, and when my relationship with food started to change, was when I went back to what happened when I was a child. And I wrote a letter to my dad. I told him how I felt about every dang on thing that pissed me off when he wasn't in my life from the age of 11. That was a, you want to talk about a 4-page letter. That was a, I don't know how long that letter was. It was very long. I wrote him a letter, and at the same time I talked to both my parents separately about my abuse. I was sexually abused by a babysitter. I went through, I would say, an epiphany when I became 28. That's right around the time that I started reading spoken word. Ta-da! Healing. Instant healing. Okay. No, it wasn't instant healing, but I did a lot of work too. But, as I dealt with the abuse that that kind of put me in a dark place where I was eating or using food. I didn't want guys to look at my body. I didn't want to pick up children. It was crazy. I mean, my self-esteem was in the darkness. And so when I was 28, I got real with everyone in my life. I was in a long-term relationship. I told him I couldn't be with him. That was like the hardest thing I ever did. I told that guy, I'm sorry, babe. You're too good for me because I'm too screwed up and I need to be by myself. And I did a lot of freaking work. I did a lot of work, a lot of praying, and a lot of self-acceptance. Yes, I was abused. No, that does not mean I have to walk around for the rest of my life with an attitude or use food as a bandage. I stopped using food as a bandage when I was in my early 30s. And again, it was a process. It's not, first of all, anybody listening to this, it's not going to happen overnight, sweetie. I'm not going to lie to you. When you become self-aware of what you really have to do to take yourself to the next level, to love yourself unconditionally, it may take you years. It was a process with me. Like my 30s to my 40s was a process of healing. So now, delicious 40, I feel like I know who I am, I'm comfortable, and I accept my past. My past is not my future. I don't have to eat that way anymore. I found different ways to cope. I didn't even know that there was a term for this stuff until I started working with kids and getting trained and coping skills. I had no coping skills. That's why I had low self-esteem, and that's why I was eating the way I was eating, because I had no coping skills. But my coping skills that I gained after just like being self-aware and taking care of myself and having conversations with people and prayer and everything is basically, I have a safety plan for Pam. I ain't gonna tell you what's on my safety plan, but my safety plan is the thing that keeps me safe. It keeps me whole, because I don't want to walk around with a bunch of holes in my soul for the rest of my life, because what happened when I was a child, and also it was not nobody's fault that that stuff happened to me. Somebody else was hurt and they just passed their hurt on to me, and it stopped with me. It stopped when I got real about my food addiction. And believe me, I had some food addiction. My self-esteem was tied to how I felt. I didn't feel good, then I would eat. If I felt bad, I would eat. If I got a job promotion, I would eat. Come on now. There are so many different ways to deal with things in life. You don't have to eat and eat and eat and eat. And I stopped it. I stopped eating to reward myself. Now, what I do is I do non-food items, like take myself to the spa, go get my nails done, go get my locks done, go see a live band, go see a play. There are many things you can do. You don't have to tie, whatever you're dealing with, whether it's abuse or, whatever the situation is, you don't have to deal with it in that manner. And I keep it real, 150%. I had to accept my past in order to grab a hold of a bright new future for me. Because anybody that's in my life is going to have to deal with these bags, and I don't want them to have to deal with this stuff. Now, certain things ain't going to never leave. Let's be real about that. But at the end of the day, I can look in the mirror and smile and know that I take care of myself and I love myself. I have a bunch of confidence because I've done the work. You got to do the work. Nobody can do this for you. There's so many people out here trying to pass their pain onto someone else. You need to keep your own pain. You need to deal with it. And then you need to move on. Life is for living. I'm not living to just, I'm not existing. That's like being a zombie. You're walking through life and you have no feeling. The years that I ate the way I did, I had no feeling. I was numb as hell. I'm never going back to that dark place. And nobody can make me go back to that place. Sorry. I got too much confidence and I love myself. My journey right now is about healing and love and acceptance. And that's where it's at. And if you want to get there, you got to do some work. Let that be food for thought. Love you guys.